What's happening, everybody? This is Brad with Noel CCGO. Thanks for stopping by for today's video on Black Bolt and White Flare and why I think it is absolutely worth it to rip, especially if you can get it at MSRP. We're going to fly through some of the early parts of this video, but I just want to highlight it so when you're ripping these packs, if you decide that you want to go out and buy a Black Bolt, White Flare, you have an idea of kind of some of the things to look for, some of the cards to look for when you're going through some of these Pokeballs, Master Balls, and other things. So let's start with the Pokeballs. So the Air Balloon, Black Bolt, $3. Prism Energy from Black Bolt is sitting at $2. Pokegear at $1.50. And then Snivy at $1, along with another slew of 10 cards or so right in between that 75-cent to $1 range from Black Bolt. So White Flare, we've got Hilda at $3. No surprise, very playable card. Really same with Air Balloon, but Hilda more so kind of a staple now in certain decks. But Brave Bangle at $1.75. You got Ignition Energy at $1.50. Energy Retrieval at $1. And then again, another slew of 5 to 10 cards that are in between that 75-cent to $1 range, right under that Energy Retrieval. So just a little something to kind of pay attention to. Don't just get rid of the Pokeballs just because they're not the big hits, because some of them do have value. Next, we'll get into the Master Balls. Victini sitting at $17 from Black Bolt. The Kling Clang is currently market price at $11, but there's only 2 copies listed right now at the time of this video on TCG Player. So if you're hanging on to a Kling Clang Master Ball, might be a good time to post it on TCG Player if you have the capability, or see if you can talk somebody into why it's worth more than $11. I mean, 2 copies is crazy. Moving on, though, we have the Tortuga from Black Bull at $9.60, the Crustle at $9.50, Darmanitan at $9, and then again another slew of cards under that between like the $5 and $9 range for Master Ball. So even if you don't think it's worth anything, definitely double check, because I would not have thought that a Tortuga would have been $9.60 even in our Master Ball. That's crazy. Moving over to White Flare, we got Zoroark at $14.25, Chandelure at $11, Sawsbuck at $8.75, the Asselgore at $8, and then the Garbodor at $8. And again, another slew of cards under that between the $5 and $8 range. So again, MSRP on these packs are $4.50 to $5.50. Market's crazy. Obviously, it's $10 for Black Bolt, $9 for White Flare, but if you can rip at MSRP, just another reason why it might actually be okay, might actually be worth it to rip these 2 sets. Moving on to the ultra rare, even EX, there's just not a whole lot there. The regular EXs are all under $1 on both Black Bolt and White Flare. You can see Zekrom at $4, Ends playing at $3, the Hilda at $10, again, super playable, and then Reshiram EX at $2.50, and pretty much everything else is $1 or less. Then we got the 2 big dogs. You got Victini and Zekrom, $4.77 and $4.70. Then Victini and Reshiram, $4.32 and $3.71. I have no idea why the White Flare Victini is $45 less. So let me know in the comments if you know why, because it just doesn't add up to me. Moving on to the SIRs, again, he kind of got the big dog on each side, $2.38 for Zekrom, $1.90 for Reshiram and White Flare, and then, Kyurem at $71, Ends playing $68, Genesect at $57, Meloetta $46. I think I might have missed the Survivor, Serperior, I don't know. Anyway, $42, and then the Extra Drill at $24. White Flare side, the Hydreigon at $83, Hilda $61, Keldeo at $60, Jellicent at $32, Whimsicott at $22, and the Buffalon at $18. So still pretty decent value for most of the SIRs if you do manage to hit one of those. Then the real meat and potatoes of this video, the illustration rares. So we got Seismitoad at 174, obviously crazy artwork. Got the 666 deal. Really kind of came down a lot from where it was, but still sitting at 174 is crazy. Haxorus at 43, Volcarona 38, Solosis at 31. That also had some manipulation. And then the Crocodile at 31. Then we got White Flare Side, Zoroark at 57, Samurott 46, the Oshawott at 45, and Chandelure at 43. Emboar coming in the rear at 33. Another thing to note, half of the illustration rares from both of these sets sitting at over $10. So again, let's just say you're opening a booster bundle. If you happen to get 2 illustration rares out of those 6 packs of the bundle, you could potentially be sitting very, very pretty. Just a ton of value from these illustration rares. But also, last note, there's 69 illustration rares in Black Bolt. Okay, 23 of those 69 have over 100 listings. So 46 of the 69 cards, 69 illustration rares, have under 100 listings on TCG Player. That's crazy. Again, that's probably adding to why they're so valuable, but still, there's just not a lot of these cards out there being sold. So same thing, White Flare, 70 illustration rares, even less, only 13 of the 70 illustration rares have over 100 copies listed for sale. So let that sink in. There's a ton of value in these two sets, not only from even the the common and really uncommons in those couple of trainer cards, but the Pokeballs that we've just looked at, the Master Balls, not so much the EX and Ultra Rares, but pretty much every card in this set has, or every hit in this set has potential value. So keep that in mind when you're out there sitting in your Best Buy lines or GameStop lines, or crashing into Barnes and Noble at the odd chance that they have a restock, that Black Bolt and White Flare have the potential to give you your best ROI if that's the kind of thing you're into. For me, I'm into ripping. I want to rip everything, but I certainly, after seeing this, am going to pay a lot more attention to where I can find Black Bolt and White Flare so I can get the most bang for my buck. And that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you've hit any of these, what your favorite IR from this set is. Let me know what you're opening, what you're not opening. And again, if you like the video, like the content, hit that subscribe button, throw me a like, shoot something in the comments, let me know what's going on, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.